Welcome to the Two Fat Guys and Album presents a 45. A 45 is an abridged single-topic show. Today we are diving into the freshly unveiled 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. This year, ballot features an incredibly diverse short list of 17 artists, ranging from heavy metal pioneers like Iron Maiden to the queen of Latin music, Shakira. It's a year of major firsts, with 10 debut nominees, including Phil Collins as a solo artist, Lauryn Hill, and the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say. They're all aiming for music's highest honor. We'll be breaking down the heavy hitters like Mariah Carey and Oasis, debating the snubs, and looking at the early leader of the fan votes, where Phil Collins has taken an early lead. No surprise to me.
Nope.
With the official inductees set to be revealed in April and the ceremony heading to Nashville this fall, the stakes have never been higher. So let's get to the class of 2026. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more album reviews, in-depth discussion, and music analysis from two fat guys who love talking about music, no matter the genre. I am Mike Blackburn. I'll be your host and narrator, and with me, as always, is my good friend, the maestro of music, the siren of sound, the doctor of the diminished chord, Brek Hufnus. Welcome to a 45, maestro.
Here we are.
Yeah. I love the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame conversations.
This is my favorite time of year.
I've walked by the building once. I've never actually walked into it.
You
walked
should.
by it a couple. Yeah, I really should.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I've been there. I was there a long time ago when it more or less first opened, and I have not been since, sadly. It would require a trip to Cleveland.
I smell a road trip and a golf outing.
We could do that. And maybe a baseball game.
Fat guys on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. But
yeah,
I would definitely do that trip and revisit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's awesome.
Cool
I
place.
think we have to put that on the
agenda
when the fat guys retire.
pretty soon.
Yeah. All right.
So I have exciting news for you.
You do?
I do. Very exciting. This is a red letter day in the Fat Guys podcast history.
Really?
Today, this day, right now, this very day, we are unleashing upon the world the Maestro Meter. The Maestro Meter. Now, I've said this over several shows.
Did I miss this in the production meeting?
You must have nodded off. So the Maestro Meter, and I've alluded to this off and on throughout the past year because we did our first rock and roll induction podcast, which was fantastic. Since then, we figured out how people get voted in, and things like that. But also,
it was a learning.
I think
that's our motto, isn't it?
Two fat guys in an album will be better next time.
Exactly.
So I wanted to develop some system that would give some objectivity to our debate. Okay, some data, some.
That's already skewed by calling it the Maestro Meter.
Well, I created the Maestro Meter.
No objectivity to something that's just your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. This is my whole point. It's not my opinion. Okay? The Maestro Meter is a soon-to-be trademarked as soon as we have the budget for it. Calculation based on, and I'm just going to talk about it now, and then we don't have to allude to the details. But just so you know, I'm going to be shooting out some numbers at you here from the Maestro Meter, okay? And it's based on chart and commercial success. It's based on career longevity. It's based on impact on rock history, musical influence on other musicians, and then critical, their canon and their critical recognition. And all those things given a number, a rating, and put into the Maestro Meter. I can't really tell you anymore. It's proprietary. But I assure you it is my best effort at an objective score. So just to give you a couple, all right?
One of us has too much free time. But go on.
It took a year. I mean, it wasn't that much free time. So I did back test it for validity.
And the Who came out on top
No.
as the best
That's
rock and roll band
interesting
of all
you
time.
mentioned that. The Beatles. Okay, so this is a score. It scores whoever you want to score.
Give me the top 5.
Well, I'm going to bracket it for you, okay?
Right.
But it's a score out of 100.
Yes.
100 being a perfect score.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I back tested it for validity. The Beatles came up with a 98 out of 100. They lost 2 points for career longevity.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Now, I will say this is like deciding to go for it on 4th down or kick the field goal type things. This is data. The data needs to be interpreted, and you could easily say, well, the Beatles did 20 years of work in 7 years. And so you might decide we're going to give them that extra point or two. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the data does need to be. I'm fully
All right.
able to. We can't interpret it. Bad Company, all right, the band that went in last year, okay, that you were, I don't know, do you have a word to describe your feelings on Bad Company entering the Hall of Fame?
I don't.
Aghast?
No, I don't. I mean, as you look at like the snubs even for this year,
Right.
choking on
your own wisdom.
I'm so worked
So
up
full
here,
of
joking
wisdom.
on it. Even if you look at like the nominees this year
Yeah.
and the snubs this year,
Right.
probably all of them are better than Bad Company.
Okay, so Bad Company on the Maestro meter scores a 58. Okay, 60 would be, I would say, so that's bubble. Somewhere between 58, 62, 63, that's bubble Hall of Fame. So it's like, yes, they have the numbers, but they need to be chatted about. Like, let's interpret these numbers.
So we both have education degrees. Put
Yes.
that in an A, B, C, D. So that's, I mean,
It's not, though.
58
Don't-
would be an F.
Don't use the score. It's not scored that way. This isn't an ABCD
So
thing.
where does the A, B, C, D, where
I
would
just
that fit
explained it to you.
I did
I
not.
literally just said those words.
So
Okay, let me
58's a failure.
It is not, you moron. I just said it.
We have a long day ahead of
A
us.
58, listen carefully.
Uh-huh.
A 58, according to the Maestro, it is not a grade. It's not a grade. Okay, it's just a numerical score. On the Maestro meter, a 58 is good enough to be, it's on the bubble. They qualify
So it's
for
a yellow?
Yes, let's call it a yellow. Okay, They're not automatically in. They're not like this is a for sure Hall of Fame act. Okay, but they are in the conversation. And then if the conversation goes with, yeah, I think they're in, then they get voted in, which is what happens. So they are a legitimate contender that got voted in. I picked them specifically to give sort of a top-bottom. Like, okay, the Beatles 98, Bad Company 58, and I think that checks out. Okay, I think that validates my system. And then you asked about the Who. Oddly, I knew you were going to say that. And the Who comes in 84. All right.
Nice.
84 is a no-brainer, automatic in. So anything, so like I said, on the bubble, 58 to about 63, 64, something like that. Okay. Once you get to 70, you're pretty much should be in. And if you're like an 80, 80 and above is a lock. Like those should be almost first ballot.
So where's the bottom of the yellow?
It doesn't matter. Well, the 58. I think Bad Company is pretty much that
58,
bottom. Yeah, I think at 58.
So if you're getting a 55 or 54,
you're pretty much no.
You're sitting on the steps
You're on the
with
hall.
the rest of us.
You're on the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay. So that's the. So as we go through this, I'll be referencing numbers just as a data point. But like I said, it doesn't guarantee. It's not the only bit of conversation. It's just when you say, oh, I think so and so is going to be in, I think it's kind of fun to say, well, yeah, here's a number that says you're right or more likely you're wrong.
Your fun is different than my fun, but that's fine.
Right, I know.
Go. Yeah. All right.
So that's I will be referencing the Maestro meter throughout the episode.
So I have these kind of just in alphabetical order on mine.
That's a good way to do it because that's how I sorted.
Again, you should probably show up for production meetings. Okay. So there's, to me, there's a couple of groups here. There's the two categories I would throw all of these groups in is kind of first-time nominees and return.
Right.
So I think we should just mention before we go through.
Okay. You just want to mention who's on the list.
Who's a returnee?
Okay.
I'm going to run through both of those just to kind of get there.
Go ahead.
And then the returnees, which I think is interesting. So these are groups that have been nominated before. Iron Maiden. We did an Iron Maiden show, Number of the Beast.
Yep.
They're a pioneer of heavy metal.
Yep.
This is their third time being nominated. Mariah Carey, also it's her third time nominated. Joy Division / New Order. We've talked about that group a few times.
Mm-hmm.
It's also their third time being nominated. Oasis is their third time being nominated.
Mm-hmm.
I have good feelings about Oasis for this year. The Black Crowes, it's their second time. Billy Idol, it's his second time. And Sade.
Sade. Yeah.
Sade, y'all.
Sade.
Yeah.
Smooth operator.
Yeah. Smooth operator.
Sade. Right. Were you in a Sade cover band, or are you about to be?
Yeah.
Right.
Also, second time being nominated. The first time nominees are Jeff Buckley, Phil Collins as a solo artist.
Already in as a member of Genesis.
Yeah. Melissa Etheridge, Lauryn Hill, INXS, New Edition, Pink, Shakira, Luther Vandross, and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes. Fun to say.
Very fun to say, yes. So those are our nominees. First time returning. You can vote on rockandroll.com,
yes.
I believe.
You can vote once a day.
Yeah, until April 3rd.
Until April 3rd.
April 3rd. So hopefully we get this show out quickly. We'll let the backup team of editors kind of throw
probably
this
a good
one
idea.
All right. So let's start at the top. Black Crowes. Alphabetical order.
Billy Idol. Or are you doing last name? How did you alphabetize?
Idol would be a last name, yeah.
Okay.
Billy Idol's a person.
I understand.
So if you had
I
a
get it. I didn't realize you were using advanced alphabetization techniques. Okay, tell me again. Jeff Buckley. Is that who we started with?
The Black Crowes.
Oh, the Black Crowes. All right. So the Black Crowes, favorite band that I like quite a bit, actually. And they band, mostly in the 90s. By the way, one thing we didn't mention is in order to be nominated, your first recording has to be 25 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where you become eligible. Is 25 years after your first recording. So Black Crowes.
So they are. I mean,
3 U.S. Okay.
So they're kind of a one-album band, aren't they?
They have Shake Your Money Maker,
yep.
5 times platinum,
yeah.
number 4 in the U.S.
Yeah.
5 times platinum is a lot of records.
Yeah, no, I get
Southern Harmony, double platinum, it was a number 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh,
American
really?
Gold, U.S., 7.75 million albums sold. Worldwide, 10 to 24 million albums sold. So they have 2 multi-platinum albums. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 100 hits.
Are they all from Shake Your Moneymaker?
Yeah, but you can't listen. All you can't say they're a one album band when they have another double platinum album that was a number 1. First of all, nobody can see you act like an idiot on a podcast unless you watch it on YouTube. It's not a one. It's I just said. Are you really not going to listen to me the entire day? They have 2 albums. Are you not counting a double platinum album?
No.
A double platinum album is not good enough for you to count as a second album.
What song's on it?
Who cares? Double
right,
platinum. Done. This is why we have Maestro Meter rankings because the idiocy.
All right.
Because if you don't just the fact that they have 2 multi-platinum albums means they don't have 1.
All right.
Okay, career
we're-
longevity. All right, they have 35 years together. They get full points for career longevity. Impact on rock history, a little bit above average. They brought back sort of a post-grunge version of the Stones or the Faces or Allman Brothers. So they're a little bit of a revival type group. And they also have a jam band niche as well. They've influenced bands coming after them, such as Kings of Leon's, the Black Crowes.
The Black Crowes.
And critical recognition, not highest, as you said. They there's nothing in the top 500, the Rolling Stones or anything like that. But they're a solid band. So the Maestro Meter puts them at a 58. So 58 puts them on the bubble, right smack dab with Bad Company. So I would call them a bubble band worthy of discussion, but maybe not ready to go in.
And that'd be my opinion too. I mean, I have nothing against the Black Crowes. I like a number of their songs. I'd probably go see them, but I would expect to go see them at a festival,
the Riviera
somewhere.
or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
a festival somewhere or something. And may or may not be headlining, Thursday night.
They could play the entire album.
Shake Your Moneymaker? Yes, they could. Yes, they could. They could play their album.
Yeah.
Yeah, their one album.
All right. Go ahead.
Jeff Buckley.
Because you're going last name. Look, that's what I would have done. I'm just saying, just for the record, that's what I would have done, except the rock and roll. I went by the list, the way the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame listed on their front page, and I figured that's what you would do too, because, let's face it, alphabetization wasn't really your strength. But you've done a fine job, and that's perhaps where the production meeting might have been helpful. Okay, Jeff Buckley. Yeah. Do you want to hear the Maestro Meter, or do you want to give your take on it?
Go ahead. You Maestro it.
All right. So Jeff Buckley, speaking of kind of a one-hit wonder type guy, right? All right.
Not even his song.
Not even his song, right? So he does have not a lot of U.S. airplay. He's got a song, "Last Goodbye," that was number 19. He's got "Hallelujah," which is everywhere.
So he is very well known
for "Hallelujah." Yeah, his version of "Hallelujah" is ubiquitous. Mm-hmm. He's got albums. He's got a platinum in the UK.
Is he alive?
He's got. I don't know. No, he's not. He passed away in 1997. Yeah. Tragically, actually. Yeah. So 3 to 4 million, but he's a cult kind of figure, right? He's a legend. He's Jeff Buckley. He's almost, we had talked about this with
kind of like Phish.
Not Phish. Well, Phish is a good. I see what you're saying as far as cult figures go, but almost like we were talking about bands that had died before their time or came to tragic ends, and it led to them becoming more legendary. Yeah. Right. He gets big points for his influence on Thom Yorke, on Chris Martin, on Florence Welch, Ed Sheeran, and he gets critical recognition. Grace is a number 303. It's a ranked Rolling Stone 500 song. So he gets, I don't know. So the Maestro Meter puts him at a 62. So a 62 is, again, I would say a bubble act. Okay,
I sense a flaw in the old Maestro Meter.
No, it's exactly right. It's putting him exactly where he belongs. I think he's a 62 is like a bubble.
So maybe he's like one of the music influencers, some other category.
I think that's where he probably fits best. So I think yes, he probably deserves this conversation, but I agree. I think he belongs he's going to go in one day as an influencer more likely than an act. Yeah. Okay. No, just for the record, I stand by the Maestro Meter number. It's dead on. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah. Okay, Mariah Carey has to go in. So the only deal with Mariah Carey is not rock and roll, right? That's what people are going to say.
Sure.
And I think there are so many acts that are already in that clearly are not rock and roll.
Agreed.
There are many acts on this list that are not rock and roll, and at this point, it's a moot argument.
So it's just poorly.
They need to. Well, they renamed
poorly labeled Hall of Fame.
At this point, it is. I mean, I think when it first started, it literally was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you were having like Buddy Guy and. Not Buddy Guy, Buddy Holly and Little Richard and all those guys. Yeah, it's the Pop Music Hall of Fame.
All right.
I mean, let's just roll with that because I think by now that argument is long gone. Mariah Carey's pretty much the highest selling musician or close to it in the world. She holds the record for most number one singles by a solo artist. She has 19 singles. She has 34 top 10s. Her first 5 singles were all number ones. It's insane. In the UK, just as successful, 17 UK top 10s, 19 number one albums. I mean, these are Beatles numbers. These are Taylor Swift numbers. These are not... to be played with. She sings in a very unique style.
You're totally right. My only argument is, I mean, it's not rock and roll.
91.
Yeah.
If you just run the numbers through the machine, Mariah Carey's a number one, and that's royalty. That is on the top highest tier of the Maestro Meter. So just putting aside the fact, if you want to grasp onto not rock and roll, then everybody can have their own opinion, but by now it's a silly point and she belongs in.
All right. Phil Collins is currently leading
the popular vote. He's my personal popular vote number one. Like if I could only choose one person on the popular vote, it would be Phil Collins. He was and as a solo artist, like I think he gets a point or two just, for his music being a contributor to Genesis and being a ranked drummer, by the way, being so. And
you're good with him being a ranked drummer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the finest drummers that's ever been.
Silly.
Silly?
He's silly. You watch his videos of him.
He likes to have fun.
Yeah.
It'd probably be you. You'd probably be the same way. If you had talent, you would still be silly.
Yes.
So Phil Collins, one of the largest acts of his day. He was also everywhere. 7 U.S. number one hits. He Against All Odds, One More Night, Susu Studio. Look, not a fan of Susu Studio. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of this stuff, not my things. But he also 26 songs on the Hot 100, 14 top 10s. Yeah. In the UK, just as successful. Albums, 8 solo albums.
Well, his drumming influence has to be...
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we want to talk... That's what I'm saying. It's a whole package, But just...
Well, some of his drumming techniques are the famous one.
Yeah, right.
The Collinsism
the echo
is from his solo album.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, if I'm going on long, but I mean, his albums, No Jacket Required, 12 times platinum. It's a diamond platinum album. And then blah, 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 blah. All like Face Value, No Jacket Required, but seriously, Hello, I Must Be Going, all multi-platinum albums.
Okay, so we're
69 on the Maestro Meter, which solidly in, but not an automatic, I would say, but like 100% belongs.
They're not building him as a separate wing.
Right. But and I just think
he's just a bust as you walk through the front door.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
And you could go through these numbers and give a point here or there. There's some human, know. Sure. Again, do you go for it on 4th down or do you kick the field goal? Like you have the numbers, but then you still have to think about it. But Phil Collins is my number one pick to go in, my number one vote.
Melissa Etheridge.
Melissa Etheridge. I did.
I saw her.
I know you did.
My wife and I went and saw her.
Were you at Lilith Fair, or was it just a...
We were at the World Music Theater.
Yeah. It's not the World... The one in Tinley Park.
The one in Tinley, whatever
the
it was
multi-named.
called. Yeah, the Alpine. No. Well, World Music Theater. So went to see her there with my wife.
Yeah.
And it was at some point during that show we realized we were not her target audience.
She attracts a different crowd.
She does, but it was fine. Everything was great. Everybody treated us well, and
excellent.
We had a good time.
Yeah, I've never seen her. I would have liked to have seen her. I like her a lot.
She's one of those voices.
Yeah, she's very distinct.
Very distinctive.
Yeah, great rock voice, great blues rock.
Can pound a guitar.
Yes. Yeah. So I think she's a terrific musician. I like her music quite a bit. From a number standpoint, what are you? You're smirking.
No. Trying not to. Trying
Why?
very, very hard not to. Go on.
So big. She had some great top 100 hits. I'm the only one. Come to my window if I wanted to. I want to come over. Like the way I do. Bring me some water. 11 Hot 100 entries, 6 top 40s, no number ones. But again, she had the peak of her career kind of 93 to 96. So she's been active, but was really hot for a time. Yeah. She did. I believe she was instrumental in creating the Lilith Fair. I'm not 100% on that.
I don't
know. But celebrating women's music and such. Yeah. And she's an icon of women in rock music, and so she gets I think points for that. She did not have as much sway in the UK. She does have a 6 times platinum album. She has a double platinum album, so she has a couple multi-platinums, which again, that platinum means you sold a lot of records. Worldwide, 14 15 million albums, so she sold a lot of record. The number for her comes out at 54. So the Maestro Meter puts her in the Hall of Very Good, but the question is, does she get significant consideration because of her standing as a female rock musician and the uniqueness of that?
I think yes. So I think you're missing the just her influence,
right,
on the industry with that. And there's probably going to be another one that you're going to throw into the Hall of Very Good that I think is so we're not there yet, but I would disagree with that. I think my prediction is she's in.
I think there's a really good, if I'm looking at this list, I think she goes in as well, the same way that Cyndi Lauper went in last year. I think she's representative of a group of people, and she's a leader. She's a unique musician, and probably she's a great musician. So I think I
watch her play anytime.
The numbers say no, but I agree that I think there's a good chance she goes in.
Lauryn Hill.
Wow. Speaking of this one is more than all of them, the one that I wonder about. Okay, so, and again, the Maestro Meter is really good because there's music here that me and you aren't particularly personally familiar with, right? All right, so, I don't want to come on to a podcast and just say I don't like Lauryn Hill or I don't know Lauryn Hill or whatever, but she does create a interesting conversation. She was a member of the Fugees. Okay. Yeah. Fugees also not in the Hall, and have a Maestro Meter score of 66. So that's something to consider. She has one album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Was #1 album, sold over 400,000 in its first week. It was a record for a female artist at the time. Fused neo soul, hip hop, R&B. It's that album has sold 20 million worldwide. It is one of the, it's probably a top 10 Rolling Stone ranked album.
30th anniversary.
30th anniversary. Actually, I think it is number 10 on the current. So it's legendary. I mean, she's a legend.
You like one album band?
Do they go into the Hall of Fame?
You called the last one a bubble.
Melissa Etheridge.
Black Crowes.
Black Crowes had 2 multi-platinum albums. I don't know why it's confusing to
But
you.
only one that anybody listens to. All right.
There's 2 million people that listen to the second album.
There's 2 million people who bought the album.
Oh my God.
That doesn't mean they listened to it. I had a lot of albums.
How many multi-platinum albums do you have? So, I don't know what
I'm
you
not
wanted.
in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really interesting debate. The Maestro Meter gives her a 78 despite only having 1 album. She's a major figure in music.
Yeah, I think so. My prediction sheet here.
Yes.
I was going to do this afterwards, but I'm kind of blending it here.
Okay.
I think
we can summarize it at the end.
I think the bottom 2 that I would say could go either way, but I think are Lauryn Hill and the Wu-Tang Clan, just for their just influence and their
right. I think
their sort of legendary status in their space.
Well, I think the Wu-Tang Clan goes for sure, and I think they have a larger oeuvre, to fall back on. They do actually score exactly the same. The Wu-Tang Clan scores a 72 as well, but I think they have a larger body of work that puts them in ahead of Lauryn Hill. The Wu-Tang Clan masters of East Coast rap.
Yeah.
You got RZA, you got GZA, you got Old Dirty Bastard, you got Method Man. Super influential. Super just.
Yeah.
They're number 27.
This is that
greatest artist.
Yeah, this is that whole hip hop R&B kind of field that is not really our wheelhouse.
It's not really our wheelhouse, which is why I'm developed. I wanted to put some numbers on it because I honestly don't listen to a lot, and I've tried. I have listened to Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, in the same way that I've listened to Radiohead, OK Computer, and just. I tried, man. I tried.
Yeah. Well, it's...
So I think Wu-Tang Clan is in for sure. Lauryn Hill, to me, being a 1-album act, probably at the very least has to wait, in my prediction opinion.
Okay. Billy Idol.
Billy Idol nominated strangely last year and remained on the ballot this year. I don't know why. He was very, very popular. He's a big MTV guy. You were a big MTV guy.
Yes. All over the place.
Yeah, so you talk about somebody who...
Anybody who got married in the last 40 years knows Billy Idol.
Dance to Money Money. Yeah.
White Wedding.
Or White Wedding, right. And then you had Eyes Without a Face, Cradle of Love, Sweet 16. So you see, kind of combining the punk new wave.
Yeah, so I was going to say, that kind of punk ethos that I love, he personified in the MTV...
Exactly.
Made for TV fashion.
Yes.
And just blew up because of it. And it was just a tremendous amount of fun.
Yes.
The whole kind of sneer thing, with the whole lip thing, and the, dancing with my sister.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it was just awesome. Love Billy Idol.
So do I. So much fun.
Yeah.
Great at the time. Really personified the era.
He was just the artist with the look and the sound at the perfect time.
Yes.
For the perfect media of MTV.
Yes.
And just took what was happening in the music industry and mainstreamed it.
Exactly.
So if you could take punk and drop it into a mainstream where your mom was dancing to it in the 80s,
and everybody at the wedding.
That was it.
Right.
So here it is, and it continues on.
Yeah,
it has such a legendary status that you still hear it at weddings today.
Are you okay? Are you going with Billy Idol belongs in the hall? Because last year you were
no. I don't.
Having said all that,
he's not on my prediction list. He is. I think it's very easy to disrespect Billy Idol's body of work and who he was and where he came from and his influence and his role at the time.
Right.
And just that music became the TV star, MTV personality.
Yeah.
He was it.
Yeah, for sure. And the way, the Maestro meter's set up, you get points for that. So maybe he maxes out in that category. Maybe he gets full points.
Well, you can disagree with that.
Well, I agree with everything you're saying, but it maxes out at a certain time.
Writing?
You don't get 100.
Can you say that? Can Chauncey create that as a ringtone? I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, you don't get 100 points just for being the face of MTV, right? So there's other things.
Right, no, I get it.
Yeah, so the Maestro meter puts him in at a 48 Hall of very good and barely that. He's the lowest ranking artist on the list of nominees.
If there's an MTV Hall of Fame, he's in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Along with Martha Quinn.
Oh my God, love Martha Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
I need a moment.
Come back.
INXS.
INXS. Another really interesting band. This is a band that I like a lot. This is a band that was kind of a new wave. But they had a saxophone. And so INXS wins with me. I really like INXS. And at the time, I always liked INXS. I really wasn't sure if they were worthy of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about them, always have.
Yeah, so I like them a great deal as a band. On the other hand, they have multiple Hot 100s. They have Need You Tonight, Devil Inside, New Sensation, What You Need, Never Tear Us Apart, Disappear, Suicide Blonde. These are all big songs.
They were songs that I liked, I didn't love, and then they were overplayed.
Well...
we were radio guys. You had to have the radio on, so it was.
I know that, but I know overplaying is just like a sign of success, right?
Yeah, I know. I get it. There's just so when you say, "Hey, I like them," okay,
but then you don't want to hear them anymore for a while,
right? Then it just got to be too much, and so they were a victim of their own success in my liking group.
Sure.
We're going to talk about another one of those on another show.
Are we?
Too. Yeah.
12 studio albums. Kick is their breakthrough album. 6 times platinum in the U.S. Also great in the U.K. They have 50 million records sold worldwide. That's a lot of records. Like, we throw out these numbers, 50 million is a lot. Out of 10 points that you could get in that category, 50 million gets you 9 out of 10 points, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah. So,
okay, they've got a full-length career. They've got impact on rock. They've got a 10 out of 10. They've been together for over 35 years. Now, whether they put out a new album that's relevant, that's another discussion. But they've been around.
Pretty
they get
touring on your first 2 albums or your only album is whatever. All right, so where do you put them?
So they're 67.
So you're putting them in.
The Maestro meter puts them in. The Maestro meter says I'm not saying they're in on this vote, okay, but they qualify. Their numbers put them in the conversation.
I'm just sitting here every time you say it, just being irritated by the fact that you named this thing after yourself. You named an Our Show thing after yourself.
Because you were going to mock it. Here, it's trademarked. I don't know if you do. As soon as we get the budget. But we're using it on the show. I'm sure the show will come up with his own meters as soon as he learns how to work a spreadsheet.
Saying it should be like the fat guyogram.
I started with that, but then no, it's the Maestro meter because it's my stuff. Fair, but I'm sure it's part of the show. It's a landmark moment in the show, in the 2 Fat Guys in an Album show podcast.
All right,
it's part of the show.
Iron Maiden.
So Iron Maiden, we did a show on them. We did mention a number of these.
You weren't crazy about that.
On the list of, I don't know how many albums, we have 32 or 33 right now, something
released,
like that. Yeah, they're all fantastic albums. Iron Maiden currently dwells at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Out of 33,
just barely above Dream of the Blue Turtles, right?
Oh, no. No, Dream of Blue Turtles is well ahead of this.
Yeah.
But that does not mean I don't like them or recognize them, or that the Maestro Meter doesn't like them or recognize them.
Right.
No, so they are a heavy metal band, and that can skew the numbers a little bit because they don't chart, right? They don't chart on the mainstream so much. In the U.S., no charting. But in the UK, very popular. 12 top 10 singles in the UK, including Run to Your Hills, which was a number 11.
Don't you always just want to sing that?
Yeah.
Run to... Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You want to do it, don't you?
17 studio albums. Number of the Beast was a platinum album in the US. Peace of Mind, platinum. Somewhere in Time, platinum. Seventh Son, platinum. So several multi-platinum albums. 130 million albums sold worldwide. That's 10 out of 10 in the point system for that. They are longevity, perfect score for longevity. They've been around for over 45 years, although in a couple different iterations.
Sure, yes.
Their impact on rock history, almost undeniable. I mean, they're one of the biggest bands in the new wave of British heavy metal and hair band and all that.
Absolute
They are an innovator and an influential band. Critically, again, because it's heavy metal, they don't get perhaps the recognition that they deserve. But they still come in at a solid 74, and a 74 is you get to go to the Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. They have my vote.
So as I look at them, I think this is a really good year for them if you look at this list.
Right.
Because there's a lack of the traditional kind of boomer rock competition for them.
Right.
There's no other big boomer.
They are the representative band of that era,
that
genre.
group, and even though they're metal, it's a clear path, clear sailing for them.
I agree. I think this is the year Iron Maiden goes in.
So I have them on my prediction front runner list, just because of the lack of a bad company or something.
Well,
to
right,
trip them
and
up
honestly, I think when they make these
nonsense,
when they make these nominations, I think they have that in mind. I think there's a genre idea in the back of their head for some of these. I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, it's
but
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Joy Division, New Order.
How do you call them? Alternative or, dance alternative?
No, it'd be more of sort of the post-punk, whatever we used to call post-punk.
Okay.
That escapes me at the moment.
But they were definitely
New wave.
New wave. Yeah,
new wave,
definitely
very,
new wave, and they were
new
at the front of the new wave movement.
Twice.
Yes. Twice. No,
Twice,
for sure.
yes.
And that's why they're essentially the same band, but without their previous lead singer. Right. Unfortunately, I don't have the printout for this one, so I do have the score for Joy Division, New Order, and I thought they should have gone in last year. I think they should go in this year, but then you, again, kind of wonder, well, yes, I have a personal like for this group. I do think they're innovative and influential, but do the numbers stack up? And the numbers stack up. They're 76 on the Maestro Meter. Yeah, so the Maestro Meter says they belong in.
So do you have the Maestro Meter, ranked?
Yes. Yeah, I could tell. You mean...
No, I'm just saying, so once we get through...
Yeah, I could
quickly get through the rest of these.
Yeah.
The next kind of step would be to do your 5 to 7 get in, right? So
right.
So you have to have you have to rank these so that the top 5 or 7.
But I'm not looking at it that way either. So I think there's
no value in the Maestro Meter.
No, it's not. It's the Maestro Meter is a data point, you moron.
I don't know why you have to
say you're deciding to kick a field goal or go for it on 4th down. You want data to help you make that decision, to help with that decision, but there's still a thought process. There's still
So according to your little game here you were playing,
your
little toy you got to play
you're
with
really
now,
offended that you're not, because it wouldn't be a toy if I had included your name on it.
No, it should be like the fat guy meter.
We'll work on it.
All right. So, but they're in according to your numbers.
Yeah, so we're going to have, I do have it ranked.
Well, that's not...
Okay, so yes, we can have that discussion. But the point being...
Just so you're prepared.
The point being, the numbers... There's still a human element to, like, how many points do I determine this? There's a range, and there's still thought that goes behind it. Part of it might have to do with, well, how many years have this band been waiting? Is this a first-year band? Like there's other considerations.
Sure. All right.
But based on the numbers, based on objective information, what number do they get?
We still got like 7 more.
Go ahead.
Through. New Edition.
New Edition, R&B boy band.
Yeah.
Not one of my favorites, but not a band that I personally listen to, but they have massive numbers, multiple top 10s, Cool It Now, Mr. Telephone Man, Isn't It Love, Hit Me Off, I'm Still in Love with You, multiple songs in the top 100, plus, kind of a crossover act. If you look at their R&B numbers, they're through the roof.
Yeah. So they're also like second place on the current
voting. And they're second place on the people's vote, which is meaningful. So if the great influence in the R&B world, and the Maestro Meter has them at a 66. So sort of at the bottom end of in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oasis.
Yeah, Oasis. So they're interesting. Because they like publicly said they don't care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have a very bad attitude. They historically,
they
have a very bad attitude. Yeah, they have a bad. Yes, they do.
Yes, about so each other bands,
their
everything.
Own members of their own band.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, they basically don't get along with anyone. So. Whatever, they're a mega band. Yeah, if you're just going to pull that out, the fact that they said no, go stick your Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I forget that they don't get to choose. They're an 88 out of 100. Yeah. They're other than Mariah Carey, they are the highest rated act, and of course they're Wonderwall. Champagne Supernova, Don't Look Back in Anger. Their albums, Definitely Maybe, What's the Story, Morning Glory, 17 times platinum album, one of the biggest, highest selling albums in history. We did a show on Oasis. They're a no-brainer in.
Yeah.
And I think they get voted in. It's their third time being nominated, and it just seems impossible to not put them in. If you're basically invalidating the entire hall if they're not in it.
Was one of our early shows, I think, episode 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Next, we got Pink.
Again, is a female artist. She's had quite the career. Hard to believe, actually, she's been around for 25 years, but she has.
I'm really reaching for this because I didn't write it down, but my introduction to Pink, and I still love it, and I still occasionally watch the video. She was on a program called AOL Sessions.
Oh boy!
Right.
Yeah.
So Sessions at AOL.
Right.
So that was kind
of
like
America Online.
Yeah.
Right. Which I still have my email address from them. I still use it.
My wife's is also an AOL. But so that's like 2003?
Okay.
5?
Yeah.
I don't know, 6? Maybe 6.
Okay.
We'll go with 6. She recorded just her and a guy playing a guitar. So she was just sitting on a stool singing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Me and Bobby McGee.
Great song.
Yeah,
Chris Christopherson.
And she was a kid. I mean, she was young.
Right. Yeah, right.
And it is still one of my favorite versions. She did her best kind of Janis there.
Okay,
right?
She has a fantastic voice.
Yeah, she does.
She's an amazing voice.
She is the reincarnation of Janis Joplin in a lot of ways. The way she can, her power vocals,
her growl, and everything.
Yeah, love it.
So she's, I like her quite a bit. I certainly don't listen to, I don't have a bunch of Pink albums on my playlist, but there's a few songs in there I enjoy listening to her, and I think she's a really good singer.
Look up the YouTube sessions at AOL and Me and Bobby McGee.
Yeah, absolutely will.
She's also in third place in the current voting.
Yeah.
Which I was a little surprised by.
She's still pretty current. Like, out of all these bands...
she's great.
Actually, out of all of them, she's probably still the one that's the most active, that younger people would probably know. Her and maybe Shakira would have the most name recognition for a younger crowd.
Unless they go to weddings, then they know Billy Idol.
Right.
Yeah.
They would just be like, they would know the song. I don't really know who Billy Idol is. So she has a really good numbers. I mean, she's got 9 studio albums, several multi-platinums. Worldwide sales are huge, 40 to 60 million in the worldwide sales. So she gets 9 out of 10 points in that category alone. Again, her career, she's still very current, and I think people are aware of her even now. She comes up with a 65 on the Maestro meter. So again, that puts her at the sort of the bottom of should be in.
Yeah. That one would have pained me if she was lower, but
no, she's.
I also, I just one of those ones where she just has a special place because of some of the stuff I remember. So, all right.
So she definitely, So what we're going to end up at the end of this, because you had asked, we're going to end up weeding out several of these who really don't have the numbers, but then we're going to have a conversation about 10 of them, say, who all could legitimately
be a short
be
conversation.
In.
We don't get through the rest.
Okay,
of this.
well, keep going.
Sade.
Again, I don't have the full sheet on Sade, which probably makes you happy because we need to keep moving. But Sade comes in at a 70, all right, and which is higher than I would have expected.
Yeah. So she has influence. So she's benefited from sampling.
Yes. It's her music's used in a lot of current music
very
today.
Proud I was able to pull all that.
That was very good. And sampling's really become a method of, recognizing an artist's continuing relevancy and influence for that matter. Yeah. So Sade at a 70, definitely, but if they get voted in, it's deserving.
Yeah. Okay. Shakira.
First of all, I think Shakira's going in because she's the primary international representative, and I think they have a spot earmarked for that. So just to get that out of the way. So then the question is, well, does she deserve to go in? And she's a Latin pop global pioneer, right? I mean, she's and again, to think that, oh my God, she's had a 25-year career is hard to believe. But she's one, Hips Don't Lie, Beautiful Liar with Beyond, Wherever We Are, Ever, She Wolf. Those are U.S. singles, Hot 100s. She's got 20 other songs in the Latin world. She's got complete chart dominance, 40 number ones, in that niche. That puts her Beatle level type stuff. In the UK, 6 top 10s, 2 number ones with Hips Don't Lie and Beautiful Liar. 15 top 75s, which is a weird number, but very successful in the UK. Triple platinum album, Laundry Service, Oral Fixation, 11-time platinum. These are Latin, I think, numbers, though I don't. But Laundry Service is a platinum in the U.S. and the U.K. 17 million sold in the U.S., over 50 million in the U.K. 50 million worldwide. These are 10 out of 10 numbers in these areas.
So what does that get us?
That gets her to an 82. That gets
82.
82. Shakira's going into the. Well, again, these are bands that maybe we know one song of or 2 songs of,
or we might know if we heard them, but we couldn't tie it all together.
Right. She did do a Super Bowl fairly recently. So again, as a global artist and who also had success in the U.S. and UK, she's going into the Hall of Fame.
All right. Yeah, I can see the international kind of angle there. Luther Vandross.
Yeah, Luther Vandross, sweet singing Luther Vandross. Great voice, R&B, legend. I think he's got the voice that people would die for, the things that you don't realize is really how successful, again, because he's sort of more on the
Niche.
R&B side of things, right? But on that side of things, massive 21 Hot 100 songs, massive in the R&B.
But he had like a mainstream hit.
Which would I'll be honest, like I listened to it because Luther Vandross, I think, is a number 5 Rolling Stone vocalist. He's definitely ranked. Never Too Much is on the top Rolling Stone 500 greatest albums of all time. Reader polls put him in the top 10 soul singers of all time. Sure. He's got 8 Grammys.
So he's a shoo-in for the Soul Hall of Fame.
He is for sure in the Soul Hall of Fame. In the Rock Hall of Fame, he's a 74 out of score. Wow. So the numbers back it up. And I don't think he's going in this time. It's his first time nominated. Yeah. But I'd like to think he goes in. A 74 is really strong. If you're above 70 on the Maestro meter.
So the last one alphabetically was Wu-Tang Clan, but we already
talked about them. Wu-Tang Clan with the 72.
So do you have predictions?
Yeah, I think we've talked about. Well, I can tell you first of all my vote.
So typically the Hall of Fame, it's like 5 to 7 that go in.
Right.
So you get to pick 5 to 7.
Yeah. So my personal vote.
I have 7.
Well, I have 7 that I voted for. So my personal votes go to Mariah Carey, Oasis, Iron Maiden, Joy Division / New Order, Phil Collins, Shakira, and Wu-Tang Clan. That's 7.
All right.
All right. What's your vote?
So close. I have Phil Collins. I think is the lock. Oasis. I think they got to be heavily favored here. If you're gambling on this or you're putting it down, just their third time on the ballot, they regain their kind of global cultural relevance here by having their tour. They've been in the music news an awful lot here the last year and a half or so. So I think they are they're kind of a shoo-in. Mariah Carey. It's also her third nomination. I think that's the third time the charm kind of candidate for all the reasons you kind of stated. She's the best-selling artist of the 90s.
Can I just clarify, is this your vote or your prediction?
My predictions.
Okay, go ahead.
My predictions.
Go ahead.
Not my vote at all. My predictions. She's just... you can like her as a pop artist. You can like her as an R&B artist. Whatever slot you want to put her in. Iron Maiden would be my next prediction. It's a long overdue, and for what I said earlier, I don't think there's any competition from a boomer rock, artist.
Right, they're in that.
There's no Bad Company, so
they own that category.
So they get it there. The next 3 are probably controversial. I think Melissa Etheridge gets in. She fits that Heartland rock kind of mold. Hall of Fame seems to like that, with like Sheryl Crow going in recently.
Yep.
I would think she's even money at best and getting in.
Okay.
My final 2, so that would be what I think are the 5 locks. The final 2 would be Lauryn Hill. And Wu-Tang Clan. They're both leading hip-hop artists, hip-hop R&B field. Hill's 30th anniversary of The Score, and Wu-Tang Clan's kind of legendary forever status makes them, strong candidate both for first-time inductees.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction.
Yeah, my predictions are Mariah Carey, Oasis, Iron Maiden, Phil Collins, Shakira, and Wu-Tang Clan. That's 6. And then I have sort of flip a coin which direction the organization's going to go. I think Joy Division, Lauryn Hill, and Melissa Etheridge are sort of fighting for that 7th spot, if they even grant it, because they don't.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So but I have the Wu-Tang Clan going in. That's as a prediction.
So, and that's very, very different from the current leaderboard. And I'll run the top 5 leaderboard as of this morning. And it was Phil Collins at number 1. New Edition is 2. Pink is 3. Luther Vandross is 4. and Billy Idol is 5.
Interesting that Billy Idol made it that high up. Can we mention, since we're talking about the fan vote, I know we're running towards the end of the show here, but so Phish won the fan vote last year.
Well, I was going to get there.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No. I was going to get to do the snubs here next.
Yeah.
After we're kind of...
Okay, I'm ready for...
If you're done with the leaderboard.
Yeah, I am.
Then I think the last kind of topic to cover here, and I wish we had more time to do this because this could be a show on its own.
Absolutely.
Is the snubs. So I had come up with a list at your request. You asked me for who I thought the snubs were.
I did.
And I've come up with it.
Go on.
So, the top of my snub list is Phish.
Yeah, I think Phish really...
Which is shocking because they did lead the fan vote last year. They didn't get in, and now they're not even not. So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame goes, no Phish.
It's crazy because they and not only did they lead it, like they lapped the field, I think. They got the vote. So I have kind of feelings about this. Phish, just, don't have to go through the whole thing, but the Maestro Meter has them as a 49. Maestro Meter, by that definition, has them not in the hall, but it doesn't take into account their cult following. There are no points for that, or if there are points for that, it only maxes out in one category, and they don't have the album sales, and they don't have the radio play, so a lot of the other traditional things they don't score in.
So they're a Grateful Dead, where their following is literally a live audience party following.
Yeah, right.
The Jimmy Buffett, the Grateful Dead kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Right. But if I can put say Dave Matthews, who got in on a fan vote and is also sort of that jam band type thing. Yeah. But, they have a ton of... Dave Matthews. So Dave Matthews scored a 73. But the last thing I'd say about Phish is they should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, if the Hall of Fame puts them on the ballot, then it's like giving your kids a choice. It's like, do you want carrots or broccoli? You're giving a choice of things that are already approved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So the nominees, if they put Phish on the list, that means that they're nominated, and therefore they should be eligible. Yeah. So to have them win and then not even appear on the ballot the next year is ridiculous. Yeah. So I think that, in a way, invalidates this whole fan vote thing to the point of annoyance, and I think that needs to be corrected. But snubs, other snubs.
Yeah. So I have my other snub would be Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Which I think is part of the grunge Big Four.
Right.
Along with Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden. And they are the ones that have yet to be inducted or even nominated.
Yeah. Well,
boom.
Well, the Maestro Meter says they're a 70, and they belong in. Not like a 70 means you pretty much should be in. Yeah. That's not even a discussion anymore. You have, not only do you have what you mentioned, but you have the hard facts, the hard data that says you should be in. It's not. They're not even a bubble act.
Right. So them not being in would be very difficult to justify.
Yep.
I the next two kind of lumped together because they're arena rock bands for me, but Styx and Boston.
Yeah. Styx,
they're the big kind of arena rock.
Yeah, Styx group is interesting to me because they're a favorite, and of course they're a Chicago band, so they always hold a little bit extra, weight with me. On the, for me personally, their music sounds a little dated now. I don't like them as much now as I used to. Styx comes up as a 61, which means they're a bubble, and could legitimately go in.
Do you have a Boston number? I know
Boston's a 70. Boston should be in.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I got a couple more.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if you have any, but I have Motörhead.
Motörhead 72. Somehow Motörhead scored higher than Boston and Alice in Chains, probably on length of career and just maybe having a little more going on.
They are, if you're not crazy about their albums or you don't want to do anything like that, just their sheer influence and their place in history of kind of that metal legends, are right there with Iron Maiden.
So the Maestro Meter agrees with you.
Yeah. The other two I would lump together in kind of the progressive rock, which kind of remains that wilderness for the Hall. is Jethro Tull and King Crimson.
So Jethro Tull, who I completely agree. Like, why aren't they in already? Why haven't they been now?
You would assume you walking in the door of the Hall of Fame, you would be looking for the Jethro Tull.
Right. I'm like, okay, let's go see the Jethro Tull exhibit.
Right.
Yeah. So the fact that they're not in is absolutely criminal. And the Maestro Meter says they're 73, which is of all the snubs, they have the highest score of the snubs that you've mentioned.
And King Crimson.
King Crimson. So really interesting because they have multiple iterations,
sure.
almost like mountains, and they.
That's a throwback.
So if you put them all together, like their early albums,
you want to understand that comment,
you're going to have to listen to the Discipline
episode.
Yeah, so I think their early stuff on its own is probably good enough to put them in
Court of the Crimson King,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
during the
that prog rock,
the Greg Lake era.
Yeah, I think on their own, those whatever three, and of course the other weird thing about King Crimson is they never had the same lineup.
Right. Well,
so if you induct King Crimson, you have to induct like 47 people.
Well, including friend of the pod, Adrian Ballou.
Yeah. Adrian Ballou. So for sure, I'd love to see King Crimson. Yeah. I think they're a Hall of Fame band. The Maestro Meter actually gives them the 68, which puts them close to definitely should be in, but not in that higher ranking. If you said King Crimson was in, the numbers back it up.
And then just because some of the other bands that are in and been nominated, I think. If you're looking for a more current band, The Strokes, I think would be the other one. This would have been, I believe, their first year to be eligible to be nominated, and they were not. But they're, probably the most influential band of the 21st century.
Yeah. You might see some momentum for them in the future. They do have a potential Hall of Fame career with a score 62. Yeah. So they're definitely in that bubble, deserving of conversation, and might get in one day.
Yeah, so we talk about classic rock, and that's more of the modern rock kind of era.
Right, if you start, once they, well, again, the big thing is all these other bands have to go in. Like there kind of needs to be a, oops, we messed up, and we're just going to put all these bands in one year.
Do you have any?
No, because I just went with what you had. And I agree, Jethro Tull should be in. Jethro Tull, for me personally, leads that list of they absolutely should be in.
Well, you have on your Maestro list of albums, we've done episode 9, we did Aqualung.
Yes.
And you have them listed very high.
Very high, top 10. They're definitely a top 10. Yeah. They might, I don't remember if they're top 5 or not at the moment, but they're very, Aqualung is one of, it will be a very highly ranked album. When this is all said and done, there won't be a lot of albums that get ahead of it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You got anything else? Or
no, I think right? We did it.
Okay, that was awesome. So, always a big shout out here to MKE Video for our production work. Chauncey there at MKE Video. I'm sure he can throw a commercial for them in here at some point. Our PR team from LR Media. I don't believe we have a sponsor for this one, but.
So never mind. I'll save this for next time. But go ahead.
All right.
I will say maybe the Maestro Meter could be a fine. If you can be the show, why can't I have the Maestro Meter?
Yeah, get over it.
Okay.
All right. I don't have the show. I'm part of the show.
Go ahead.
The Maestro Meter should be part of the show.
Right. It is part of the show. I'm sitting right here in the chair next to you.
Yeah. All right. With that, I am Fat Guy 1.
Fat Guy 2. Cheers.
We'll see you next time. Not bad. We've done work.
You have this like, just amazing insight you're sharing with me right now, but you should save it for the show.
I don't. None of those two. Neither of those two make my prediction list.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well,
I For all of you out there who believe that we don't have production meetings, welcome.